There are a lot of great weapons and pieces of armor in Oblivion that you can completely miss. So in this video, I will be showing you some of the best weapons and armor that you can get very early on in the game that you don't want to miss. But first, if you enjoy this video and want to see more videos just like this one, subscribe to this channel. Now the first weapon on this list is actually one that you can get during the prison escape tutorial at the very start of the game. During this section of the game you will go into some goblin-filled tunnels under the city, and when you make it to this larger cave area you will find a goblin shaman that you will have to beat to move on. But what some people miss is that this enemy will drop a pretty powerful early game unique item, which is the Goblin Shaman Staff. This is a great early game weapon, especially for people that want to use magic builds, as it will shoot out bolts of lightning that will do a lot of damage. So if you plan on using magic in your build, or if you just want something that you can sell for a decent amount of money right away, do not miss this weapon. The next weapon on the list will be found at Vindicel, which will be right here on your map. When you get here, head into the ruins and make your way past the traps inside. The first trap is a pressure plate in the middle of the room that you can jump over, and the second room has a poisonous gas inside of it. But to avoid it, just hug the wall on your left and walk around the gas until you reach the other side of the room. It's pretty easy to get past all of it, but you should also make sure you're saving your game often just in case. At the end of this area, you will find the boss Umbra. Now this will be a challenging fight, so if you are low level, I suggest lowering the difficulty of the game just for this fight to make it a little easier. Or you can stock up on arrows and try to kite the boss around the room without getting hit, or try to get on top of something so Umbra can't reach you and shoot her with arrows. But this fight is actually a lot easier in the remastered version of the game, so you may be able to fight her like normal. You just have to make sure that you keep hitting her, as she will be constantly healing herself over time. But once Umbra is dead, you can loot a full set of ebony armor including a shield, which will be very strong and very valuable, and the unique Umbra longsword off of her body. This sword will be very powerful throughout the game due to its high base damage and attack speed, and it will make a lot of challenging fights very easy. The effect on this weapon will make it soul trap any enemy that you hit with it, and if you never complete the questline for this weapon, it will permanently have 0 carry weight. To get the next weapon on the list, all you will need to do is kill a regular non-important NPC. You will need to do this until you see this message pop up in the left corner of your screen that says your killing has been observed by forces unknown. And this can happen after killing Umbra. But once you see that message, you will need to find somewhere to sleep, and then an NPC named Lucian Lachance will show up when you wake up. And if you talk to him and agree to start the questline for the Dark Brotherhood, he will give you the Blade of Woe dagger. The base version of this weapon is pretty good during the early game, as it is an ebony dagger, but you can also progress through the Dark Brotherhood questline to make it even stronger by getting a unique enchanted version of it. But it still does pretty well during the early game. To get the next weapon on the list, you will need to go to the Imperial City waterfront. Then look for this boat that will have an inn built on top of it. Head inside of the inn and talk to the innkeeper to rent a room, then make your way to the room and sleep. And when you wake up, you will instantly start the Unexpected Voyage side quest. During this side quest, a group of 4 bandits will take over the ship. From here, you can either talk to them and lie your way through the dialogue with them to learn about what they're doing, or you can just jump right into fighting them. But during the final encounter with Celine in the captain's cabin, you can use all of that information that you learn from the 3 other bandits to make her give up without fighting, which will result in giving you her sword. Or you can just choose to fight her and take the sword from her body. But regardless of what you choose, you will get the Blackwater Blade unique sword. This is a pretty decent early game weapon, and the enchantment on it will make you absorb fatigue from the enemies that you hit every time you hit them. Next up on the list, we have a very useful helmet that you can get right at the start of the game. All you will need to do is go to this location on the map, then from here run to the top of this island and look for this rock. While you're standing on top of the rock, line up your compass at the top of the screen so you're looking west, then run straight into the water and swim down. And on the floor of the ocean you will find a skeleton with the fin Gleam unique helmet beside it. Now it might take you a few tries to find this helmet, so I suggest saving before you go into the water, but the fin Gleam is a piece of gear that will help you out a lot throughout the game. Wearing this helmet will allow you to see better in the dark, detect nearby life, and breathe underwater. So this is more of a helpful utility item that you will want to grab early on, and then whip it out whenever you need it throughout your playthrough. To get the next weapon on the list, we will want to head over to Dive Rock, which will be right here on the map. When you get here, you will want to head southeast or follow where I go on screen now to find this troll. And if you kill this troll, you will be able to loot the unique Frostworm Bow off of it. This is an enchanted elven bow that will be one of the better bows that you will find early in the game. It will take a while for you to get to this location, but it's worth it as the Frostworm will do some very good damage. And the enchantment on it will make it do 15 frost damage every time you hit an enemy with it. The next two items will come from an early game main quest where you will head into your first Oblivion gate outside of Kvatch. When you get here, you will need to talk to the guard outside of the gate named Savlian and tell him that you want to help save Kvatch. And then go into the Oblivion gate and clear it out like normal. But while you're here, you will want to look out for a Dremora mace that the Daedra enemies will be using. This isn't a secret weapon, and it's not a super great weapon either, but it is still a pretty good early game blunt weapon that you can use to do some good damage, but it will also help you level up your blunt skill, to help you level up faster. But what we really want to do is close the Oblivion gate, then go back and talk to Savlian, and help him clear out the area between the gate and the chapel. And then you can talk to him again inside of the chapel and accept his follow-up quest called the Battle of Castle Kvatch. This is a pretty simple side quest, and at the end of it, Savlian will give you his enchanted Kvatch guard armor. This will look just like normal Kvatch guard armor, but this version will increase your strength and endurance by 2 or more depending on your level when you get it. It's a good early game piece of armor and it's not too hard to get, so it's worth doing the side quest for it. And the last 3 items on this list will come from one side quest in the Imperial City Market District. To get them, you will need to go to the market, then enter the Three Brothers Trade Goods store. Then talk to the shopkeeper and he will give you the Unfriendly Competition side quest. This will be a slow side quest that involves a lot of walking around the city, but like I said, you will get 3 enchanted items from this quest, so it's worth doing. So start this quest and follow it as normal until you reach the crypt section of the quest, which is towards the end. And here you will fight Agamir. And then when he's dead, he will drop the unique Debaser sword. This sword will come with an enchantment that will drain willpower and endurance from your enemies every time you hit them. But after you get this weapon, make sure you don't leave the area. Instead, look for the Grave of Caliban, which will be the grave in the middle on the left side of the room. And tucked into the corner you will find the unique Caliban's Grim Retort mace. This is a really great weapon for blunt melee builds due to its starting base damage and the enchantment on it, which will absorb strength and blunt from your enemies and also deal 10 frost damage per hit. So it will do some good damage, but it will also absorb the strength and blunt skills from your enemies to make you do more damage with this weapon. And after you grab both of those weapons, you can complete the quest, which will reward you with the Weatherward Circlet unique ring. This ring will increase your resistances to frost and fire, and that fire resistance will be helpful when you're clearing Oblivion gates during the early game. And those are a bunch of weapons and pieces of gear that you don't want to miss in Oblivion Remastered, but I would love to know which of them are your favorites in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.